we have seen the roadmap to data engineer, and today is a day 4. As I promised you, in the next 96 classes, total of 100 classes, we have completed 4. So in the 96 class, you will become data engineer. But what is really required to learn this 96 classes? We have given a roadmap. So we are into the 4th day. We have seen the master class of data engineering. The first day we discussed about a very like layman terms, what is data engineering. The second day we talked about bit of technicals, ETL, tools, cloud services. Third day I was also talking about what was the roadmap, what you need to do, and how you need to prepare. We also gave a few insights of a KSR. Now finally we are into the subject. Now the actual topics according to the roadmap starts from today, and that is we'll be learning SQL. For the next 18 to 20 classes, we will be learning only SQL. I'm telling you on this particular day, that is day 4, and until the last day of your data engineering, you'll be using SQL. So SQL is the most important skill, irrespective of whichever subject you are working. SQL plays a major role, so try to focus on SQL. Okay, now let's get started with SQL. SQL is structured query language. Okay, I got to know it's a language. So what's a language? It's a way of communication, right? So when I'm talking in English now, you people are understanding it's all because you understand English, I know English, so I'm speaking, you're listening. So all good. It's like a two-way communication, right? Now, we know that structured query language is a language. First of all, it's a language. Now, what is there in SQL? We'll try to understand. As part of the agenda, I'll be telling you what is SQL, and first of all, why it is so important, right? And learning any technology. In fact, the subject which I never like is history. Okay, I never like history. I don't go back and see all the histories, but for the technology purpose, let's try to learn about history. Not required, but as I said, right, before learning any technology, try to know about the history, try to know about the growth, try to know about when it was introduced, who introduced, all that. And then we'll be focusing on why SQL is so important. It's already been 50 years down in the market. Still, we are using SQL, and followed by we'll discuss about the popular databases, and in that database we are going to pick one, and that is MySQL. At last, we'll end the session with installation so that we can start our practicals, right? So as I said, majority of the classes is going to be only practicals. Since we are in the introduction, again, a bit of slides come, but once the installation is done, everything is going to be a practical classes, and that's what we are going to learn. Okay, now let's see your memory power. Let's see your memory power. When did India won the 50 overs World Cup in 2011? Anyone? Any particular date? Do you remember?
I think it's April.
83.
83? No, not 83. 21, I'm saying. When did India won the World Cup? When did India won the World Cup in 2011? Anyone?
2nd April 2011.
2nd April. Very good. Who was the person who had helped us to cross this line?
Gambhir. Gautam Gambhir, MS.
Obviously, there are a lot of debates, but yeah, MS Dhoni was the person who had hit the last run, right? Okay, followed by, can you all tell me, today you people are using smartphone, right? So as far as I remember, I took my first smartphone in my first month salary. That is in 2014. I started using smartphone. Yeah. So nowadays we are using smartphones. Without smartphones, we can't survive. That is the stage we are in. But I do remember that until my college time, that is 2014, until my final year, I was using 1100. That was my phone. Actually, I was not even involved in using WhatsApp or Instagram. 2014, I had a basic set. But in 2014, 10 years back, I took my first smartphone, right, in my first month salary. But do you all remember when did the first smartphone was launched? Anyone? Anyone?
No.
No. You people are all using smartphones, but you don't know when it was introduced, when it was launched. Okay, perfect. Now, can you all tell me what happened on November 8th, 2016?
Demonetization.
Very good. Thank you so much. You made my day. Do you all know, since I come from a cricketing background, cricket is also like one of my passion. Who holds the record of fastest ODI 100? ABD, right? So
Yeah.
ABD Villiers holds the fastest record of the fastest 100. And yeah, that's good. Do you all know? Okay. Of course, it's again a bit of gap. We see that it's happened in 2009. So do you know what happened in February 2009? Almost 24, right? 15 years back. What happened?
The
The WhatsApp, the app which you're using, right? It was launched in 2009 February. And today, without WhatsApp, you're not even able to communicate to others. And with WhatsApp, you're able to talk to anyone on this world, like with this internet, right? With just one internet and with just smartphone. It was launched in 2009 February. Okay, forget about everything. The last two, definitely you should know it. Okay, the last two, definitely you should know it. What happened on 21st March 2020?
COVID lockdown.
Yeah, very good. COVID lockdown, right? So the first lockdown, do you all remember that? If you're in India, you will know it. Modi ji gave us 21 days work from home. He said that 21 days lockdown. 21-day lockdown turned to be 48 days lockdown. 48 days lockdown turned to be 3 months. After 3 months, slowly they started giving some privileges. After that, again, second wave, third wave, fourth wave. And nowadays, I don't even see anyone wearing mask. Recently, I went out. Okay, recently went out. I see no one is wearing mask, but only the college students are wearing mask. Do you think there's seriousness about their health? The college students, like the graduation students, right? The boy and girl are wearing masks. Is it because they're serious about their health?
maybe the college authorities might be forcing them to.
No.
Privacy.
No, they can roam easily outside. Who's going to care if you're covering your face and if you're roaming? Initially, you have to be fear, right? You have to fear. What if my parents sees? What if my relative sees? What if you know about all this college days, right? And nowadays, forget about everything. Just wear mask, start roaming, and that's what is happening in Bangalore. You don't see anyone wearing mask. The elderly people, but you can see the college students are wearing mask. It's all about hiding their face. Forget about everything. What happened 2 weeks back?
RCB women's team won the WPL.
Was it on that particular day?
Yes, 17th was the final, I guess.
Well, yes. Yeah, again, as I said, being a fan, cricket fan, I will not forget this date because I've been waiting for almost 16 years. And finally, RCB has lifted the first cup, right? Yeah. Now, coming back to the topic, I'm asking you a question and you people are thinking what it is, right? Some answers may be correct. Some answers may be wrong. Some evidence may be like completely accurate, but some may be like, oh, I don't know what happened. What happened in 2008? What happened in 2009? What happened last month? What happened this month? I don't know, right? All these are the questions which you're asking. Now, if we don't know what we do, we go and search this in the Google, right? So Google, we go and search. Now, where is Google getting the answer from? Where is Google getting the answer from? Is it a living being? Definitely no. Does it has a memory? Definitely no, right? Where is it is getting? So I'm asking you the question because I have researched about this question. So I'm asking you a question. You people are answering. Similarly, when you want to ask this question, if you don't know, you go and search in Google. Just to go and search in Google, you will get the answer. But how is Google knowing the answer? Well, remember this tagline. Remember this tagline. If you're able to get something today, that means it is already stored somewhere. What happened on January? I mean, what happened in January? What happened in February? What happened in March? Everything is being tracked in one of the place where the data is stored. So today, at this point of time, if I'm able to go to Google and search for any question, I will get it. I'll get it. But how will I get it? Remember this tagline, something, somewhere it is stored. And that is the one reason why you are able to get the data, why you are able to get the answer, whatever you ask. Where it is stored? Where it is stored? It is stored in a place called database. It is stored in a place called database. Now, database is a place where the data is being stored. And that is why whenever you want to go and ask something, you go and ask to a database and database responds to you. So today you go and ask Google. Google what it is doing. Google is going to the database and checking the answer on which particular day, what happened. And it is again coming back and showing you the results, right? You've already logged into your Amazon portal, Netflix portal, you're using your WhatsApp, all of your previous messages, all of your historical messages, your account, your credentials, your email, where it is getting stored. Every day are you going and writing a new password? No. Every day are you going and creating a new email ID? No. You have created one 6 years back, 7 years back, the same email ID, so the same user ID, and even in your WhatsApp, you have created your phone number, your account. You've been using all these days daily, right? How is this possible? Something somewhere is stored. I repeat, something somewhere it is stored. Where it is stored? It is stored in the database, right? If multiple people are trying to book a ticket. The first person will be given the preference. Once he gets booked, maybe the next person will show that ticket as a block ticket. So all this we have seen, right? So multiple people can go and change the database. Multiple people can go and work together. All this we have seen, right? All this we have seen. Now, let's see. The data is getting stored in database, correct? If you want to talk to a database, of course, you ask Google, Google will go and search and it will give you the results. That is fine. Someone is involved. Who is involved? Google is involved. If you directly want to talk to a database, we directly want to talk to a database, right? Now, this is a database. This is a database, okay? And you want to talk to a database. In the database is where data is getting stored. If you want to talk to a database, if you go and ask, hey, can you tell me what happened on 25th? What happened on 21st? What happened on 20th? It's not going to tell you. If you want to talk to a database directly, requesting you to talk to them in its own language, that is nothing but SQL. If you want to talk to a database directly, you can never talk in English. You can never ask the question in English. You have to talk to database in only one language, which is called SQL. SQL is the only language which database understands. It's like its mother tongue, right? So SQL stands for structured query language. It is the only one and only language which is used to communicate to a database. You go and talk to a database directly without any search engines. You have to talk in SQL. Okay, it's a structured query language. For example, rather than asking Google, you go and ask, hey, what happened on March 2nd? If I want to tell this answer, you cannot ask this question in English. Make sure that you ask this question in SQL. Okay, SQL or SQL, both are same. Now, what exactly is this language? This language helps us to perform certain tasks like update, retrieve data. So that's what I said, right? If you want to ask any questions, we can simply go back and ask this question to a database and immediately we'll get the answer, right? Now, for the next 1 minute, assume that this is not data engineering class. Assume that this is a spoken English class. So you people have joined here to learn spoken English. Like you don't know how to speak English, so you have joined here. Okay. Now, similarly, I'm teaching English. Let's say I speak in a very normal English. I explain you what this is, what this meaning is, and bit of grammar. Okay, all this I'm explaining you, and you are part of this institute. Imagine that you have learned English for the next 3 months. After that, the course is done. It's a spoken English course. It's done. Now you go back to North India. You get some job in Delhi or Gurgaon, right? You get some job. You have learned English in South India. Is it going to change in North India? Is English going to change?
No.
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 No, Santhosh.
Okay. Today it's fine. Next month, imagine that you have been given an on-site opportunity. So you go to US now. Will you again go and learn English?
No.
You have learned English in India, but will you again go and learn English in US?
No.
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 So next month, imagine you're going for Sri Lanka. So again, will you go and learn? Definitely no. Reason? You are focusing on language, not on the location. There is nothing like US English. There is nothing like India English. English is English. You learn English, you can survive anywhere in this world, correct? Similarly, you learn SQL, you can go and talk to any database. There is nothing like only for one database I'll talk. No, database will have n number of database, right? Now, I'll give another example. This is something which I had used in my career. I don't know about you. We use a lot of pen drives, right? We use a lot of pen drives. Whenever if you want to carry something, the documents, before Gmail, before all this cloud and all, we used to always carry one pen drive. Okay. Now we know how to use pen drive. We just plug in into the USB port and there will be a notification that comes in the right side of your screen and you open that, you copy the files, delete the files, move the files, everything. And one thing which you will never forget is people say that whenever you are removing back the pen drive, go and right click and eject it and then you remove. It's a safe way of removing. All this we have seen in the past. Whenever you buy a new laptop, you used to do like this. Nowadays, just plug in, just plug out, right? That's what we do, right? Now, I have brought Sony pen drive. The company name is Sony pen drive. So the Sony has given us this pen drive. So I can simply go and connect it and I can use it. In my organization, they're using Samsung pen drive. In my friend's house, they're using Transit pen drive. You know how to use it. Does it going to change with respect to company? Transit pen drive, this is a process. Sony pen drive, this is a process. Samsung pen drive, this is a process. Is it going to change?
No.
No.
No. What you're learning is process. What you're learning is process. So now you're learning the language. Now you're learning the language, but what you need to see is this language. We have n number of databases in the market. Oracle is there, Sybase is there, Microsoft SQL Server is there, Postgres is there, DB2 is there. So lot of databases are in the market. Just like you have a different brands of pen drives, pen drive is also a place where you can store your data. Similarly, in reality, we also have so many databases in the market. Whichever database it is, the one and only language which you have to use is SQL. You go and talk to a database, you have to talk to them in only one language, which is going to be SQL. Okay. Now that's why I'm saying don't think about the tool. Which database are we going to learn? Not an important thing, but what is important is language. You learn the language, you can survive anywhere. Similarly, you learn this language, you can go and talk to any database. And that's how we will be choosing one database in this course. Okay. Now, let's talk about how data is getting stored. So we are all going to work with only with data, data, and data. Okay. I don't know whether I call out my name or not. Every day, minimum 10-15 times, I use the word data. Some or the other, maybe in the class or in the organizations, in the meeting. I don't know. My favorite word itself is data, right? My favorite word itself is data. So you'll be hearing a lot of times data in this entire course. So let's see how data is getting stored. How data is getting stored. Okay. Now, recently, a humorous joke. Recently, one of my friend was blessed with baby. Okay. So he asked me what name I can keep. I said, you can keep data ready. People are using always data, data, data. You just give data ready. And that's how the data word has been so popular, right? Without data, there is nothing in this world. That's how the trend has been, right? Now, how data is getting stored? You have a table, and in the table is a place where you're storing all of your information. And in that particular table, we do have a columns. For example, name. I have a name, you have a name, phone number. I have phone number, you have phone number, I have address, you have address. So these are common columns which you are going to give the value. See, what is my phone number? Different number will be there. What is your phone number? That will be different number. So that is called value, right? That is called data value. But the columns which defines what is name, what is address and all, that becomes fields, or people can also call it as columns. Okay. So the entire data which you're getting stored is actually in table. And all this, which is common for all of the people, we call it as a column or fields. And if you're looking for particular row, that is for one person, is a recruiter, is a bachelor degree, is HR, is salary, is this one, we call it as a row or a record. And one particular field, if I'm valuing, hey, what is a salary of one particular person, that is called data point, right? So you'll be using all this the next few days, but still I'm just giving you a high level understanding of how the data is getting stored in a table. Okay. Now, another important thing which you need to discuss is people are always saying SQL is important, important, important. Why is that? Why it is important, right? Even after 50 years, we still see that the data engineering or data science or data analytics, irrespective of whichever subject you learn, the always SQL plays a major role. Need to check why. And we as a people, we have a lot of community, like we try to work with a lot of people who are working in organizations. As I said, I'm not a born trainer. I'm just working in a company where I'm helping you to learn whatever I'm doing there. I'm helping you here. So we do have a lot of connections where we have checked with a lot of people, and everyone says that for the data pre-processing, they always use SQL. And why is that? And why is that, right? So we need to figure out what is this SQL, why it is important. Now, before I go into the subject, like why SQL is important, also think about the other tools. There is long distance between the other technology and SQL. So SQL plays a major role in figuring it out how data can be processed. Now we'll see why it is important, right? So when I say it is important, I need to give the justification, right? Without justification, how can I prove that this is one of the important language? Let's see that 55% of all your organizations, projects, client, users, developers, everyone are using SQL, and that's why it is important. Why? Okay. Now, in order to explain this, Okay, before that, we'll also see the history. As I said, this slide, even I don't like it, but as and when we are learning a subject, let's look at the history as well. SQL was first developed in 1970 to 2024. How many years? 54 years. 54 years old. Okay. It was actually introduced by Raymond Bose and Donald Chamberlain. Initially, people were called as SQL. Even now, I call SQL short form of like structured English query language. It's similar to English, not English, similar to English. And later, because of some copyright issues, they also changed from SQL to SQL. Right? It's your wish. You call SQL or you call SQL. Both are same. Due to some copyright issue, I think they have changed. I don't know which year they changed, but yeah. So you either call it a SQL or SQL. Both are same. 54 years into the market. Still, I consider this to be one of the important language. Why? Why? There is one unique reason why we considered SQL as the most important language. Let's figure out that. Okay. The first topic that we are going to learn as part of our data engineering and SQL is OLAP and OLTP. Make it note 100% they're going to ask this question in your interview. Have you worked on OLAP? Have you worked on OLTP? They'll ask this question. Okay. Now the slide says that two different type of databases, two different way of processing data. One is online transactional processing. One is online analytical processing, online transactional processing. Examples, MySQL, Oracle, OLAP. Okay. Something has been mentioned on the screen. Imagine that you have not understood this. We'll come back to this slide again after seeing a couple of examples, and then we'll come back to the slide. Then you'll get a better clarity. Okay. The first thing is, imagine you're scanning something, you're going to a shop and you're scanning something. Nowadays, even you can go to any shop without even carrying your wallet, right? You just need to have your smartphone with the internet, with a battery, and automatically you can go wherever you want. You can do transactions, you can buy whatever you want, because everywhere there is something called scanner. Imagine that you have been to a shop and you have purchased something and you're scanning. Okay, you're scanning. The moment you scan it, the amount will be depicted from your account and the amount will be credited to the shopkeeper, correct? Just think out of it. Okay, you have 6,000 balance. 11 o'clock in the morning, you have scanned something. Just tell me the amount has been debited. Okay, that means the opposite person has also got the amount. Just think, if it is not updating in your balance. See, imagine you have purchased for 1,000 rupees. 1,000 rupees. Okay, you have purchased for 1,000 rupees. If this balance is not changed to 5,000 immediately, if this does not happen, tell me what is the consequence that can happen. You have done something, you have paid something, the opposite person has also received it. But if this changes is not been affected to your bank, your account, your balance, tell me what consequence you may have it.
Corresponding bank will lose the money.
No, what I'm saying, you have done the transaction, the update to your bank balance has not happened immediately. That's what I'm trying to tell.
Transaction failure.
Maybe server issue, or I will get back the money.
No. I'm saying that the
We
amount
get
has been
worried.
successful.
I'll
The
assume I still have 6,000 and I might overspend.
Right, that's the right answer. You may think that you'll still have 6,000, right? By chance, see, the opposite person has received it. The amount has been depicted, the amount has been credited to the other account, all good. But if this amount is not been updated to your account, that means you will still be in the impression that you have 6,000, and let's say another 2,000 you buy something, and another 3,000 you buy something, and another 1,000 you buy something. So ideally speaking, now the balance is zero, right? Ideally speaking, the balance is zero, but it's not updated. So what happens? You tend to think that, okay, I still have 6,000, I still have 6,000. So there is high likely chance that your balance can also go negative, because you have for 6,000, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 6,000, 7,000. You spent 7,000 today, but still your bank balance was showing 6,000. So you have done more than that, correct? Now, the next day, bank is updating all the transactions. They come to know that your balance is minus 1,000. How did it happen? Because you've spent more than what has been on your bank balance. Of course, I cannot blame the customer, because I have to blame myself as a bank, because I did not update his balance whenever he did a transaction. That means I should have done it so that after 1,000 rupees or after like 10 rupees, I should not be able to allow him to make any transactions. But that did not do that, because every time he keeps on transacting, his balance was still 6,000. The consequence is bank may have lose this money because they have not updated. Because they have not updated, this is what is happening. Okay, you go to an ATM, you enter the ATM pin, you'll get that sound, the notes counting sound, the most satisfying sound ever. So you'll get that sound, you'll get that amount, and you'll come back. Just before even you walk out of the ATM, immediately you pop up in your message says that the amount has been debited. Provided you have a very good network, whether you're using a Jio or a Airtel, I'm least bothered. But if you're having a proper network, next second you will get a message. And sometimes while the amount counting itself, you'll get a message that the amount is depicted. Yes or no? Have you all experienced this? Have you all experienced this?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, you go to ATM, you stand here, you'll hear lot of notification messages. While the amount is counting itself, your bank balance would have sent, bank would have updated your balance and they would have sent a message. Provided you have a good network. If you don't have internet or you don't have smartphone, maybe you may not get message, but immediately the bank transaction is going to change it. If you don't change, I've told you the consequence. Okay, now we know what is the problem, right? We are doing some transactions, and if it is not getting updated, we know. If it is getting updated, we know. Okay, imagine I have done the transaction at 7:05. Can it get updated at 7:10? Is it okay? Can I accept this?
No.
No.
Why? 5 minutes delay, right?
Within 5 minutes, we can spend the money.
Yes, within 5 minutes we can misuse it. Okay, 7 o'clock we have done something, 7:05 still does not updated. I can withdraw even 5 more transactions in the 5 minutes. There's high likely chance that I can misuse it. So banks are very, very cautious on this. They go and update your bank balance in within milliseconds. Forget about seconds, milliseconds. So if imagine you're sending money to someone, either it's a GPay, PhonePe, Paytm, whatever it is, the transactions will go and change immediately. And that's how your transactions are so powerful. Now, if you ask me, which technology is helping us to do all this fast transaction, which technology or which skill or which language is helping us to go with this fast processing is
OLTP.
SQL.
SQL. See, OLTP is, yeah, the full form is online transactional processing. Inside that, you'll be using one skill, right? You have to use one technology, right? What is that technology? SQL. So SQL is the most powerful subject ever, because this is what is been happening in the real time. The immediate transactions, which is getting updated within milliseconds, is what SQL. I'm not saying that all the other technologies are not able to do. All the other technologies are also able to do, but they may take 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, depending on the size. But SQL is a language which can get you the processing done within milliseconds. There are a lot of animals, okay? Lion, tiger, elephant, right? Monkey, cheetah, everything we have. We have a lot of animals. Which is the fastest running animal?
Cheetah.
Is there any other creature in this world which can beat cheetah speed?
No.
No.
I repeat, is there any other animal on this world? Is there any other creature in this world which can beat the cheetah speed?
No.
No.
Is there any technology which can beat the speed of SQL?
No.
No.
Thank you so much. We have done with OLTP, online transactional processing. So online transaction processing is a way the transactions happens in the real time, and that has to be as fast as possible, right? It has to happen in within milliseconds, right? Now, another few examples I'll tell you. I'll tell you a few more examples. You take a person, you do some transactions, and immediately that person balance has to be increased. So one has to go to 4,000, one has to go to 3,500. This should happen. Right now, somewhere you would have seen this. What is this?
Book my show.
Is it Book My Show?
Movie theater.
Have you seen this?
Yes.
Yes, while booking online tickets.
Yeah.
For
By the way, any good movie for this week? Is there any good movie we can watch? Any language? Come on, anyone?
IPL only.
IPL only. There is no movies, huh?
Savarkar.
Which language is this?
That is in Hindi.
Veer Savarkar.
Okay. Imagine you're all going for a movie. Okay. The last time, when I've been to theater to watch a movie was in the year 2016. The last time when I entered into a movie theater was in 2016. And that movie name was also MS Dhoni, The Untold Story. Do you all know this movie? The biography of MS Dhoni. Do you remember this movie?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
last movie I watched in theater. After that, theater is somewhere. It's not my way of getting the time pass, right? So people watch movies for entertainment, time pass. So that's the last time I watched. But I'm not saying that I've never watched movie. I used to watch in OTT platforms. Like, let's say someone says that this movie is good. I watch in Amazon Prime. What is there? Hotstar, Netflix. I watch it. But the last time I entered the theater was in 2016. Okay. I don't know why I remember this date. But yeah, if you want to book a ticket, imagine you select couple of tickets. They'll give you a particular time. Within that ticket, if someone else is also going and trying to book, it will show as blocked. It will be shaded. It will be shaded. If you don't see this, try this once. You take your phone, you take your husband's phone or wife's phone, you keep it side by side. Same theater, same movie, same time, same show. Try to book a ticket from one phone, and once you book it, you will get some 3 to 4 minutes time to complete the transactions. In the same time, you go and see in the other mobile the same ticket. The ticket will be shown as blocked. Have you all experienced this?
Yes, yes.
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 The person has still not purchased the ticket. The person has still not booked the ticket, but still for the other person, it shows that the ticket is blocked. And how is this possible? That's what I keep saying, that whenever you are doing some transactions, every transaction is being tracked, and make sure that there's no duplications that is happening. If one person is booking, it will wait for that book to complete, and then only it will give the opportunity for the other person. And you would have you would have also seen an example of Tatkal tickets. Okay, if you want to travel in train, I'm talking about an Indian railway system. If you want to travel in train and you have decided immediately, you can go with the Tatkal ticking bucket. So basically, what happens in less than 24 hours, you can book the ticket, right? So if you're going and booking the ticket at exactly 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, depending on the type of the train facilities you need, everyone will be trying, but not everyone will get that opportunity, right? So we have 100 tickets. There are 1,000 people who are trying to book the tickets. Not everyone will get it. The first come, first serve. The first 100 people who are doing the transactions will get it. For all the other people, it is going to show as blocked, right? So all this are time bound and tasks. So we have to do the transactions immediately. And as I keep saying that, there is no technology in this world which can match the speed of SQL. That's very good to know. And now you should be understanding that even after 54 years, you can still see the technology has been demand. A lot of people come to me, post their engineering. Okay, just like we visit our clinics, right? We take appointments to meet our doctors. A lot of people in the evening times comes to my house to meet me. Okay, all those college students, the people who are in my area, right? They would have done some assignments, projects. They always come and ask some suggestions. Some people come to me and ask, after college, what should I do? People say that we have to have a very good communication language. We should speak to our clients. We have to speak only in English. So people all these things, they only have research and they've come to me. They'll say that, can I learn English from beginning? Can I join any spoken English class? Because I'm very weak in English. I don't come from the good college. I come from a government college, so I don't know English. So should I learn? You know what I tell them? If you want to get into IT, more than your language, that is your English communication, I would ask them to learn SQL. SQL is like one of your day-to-day language that you use when you're working in IT. Irrespective of whichever subject you have chosen, SQL becomes one of the fundamentals. You have to know it. Without SQL, never ever think of entering into the subject, or never ever think of entering into IT. Even if you don't know English, you can survive for some days. You can still wait for, you can find someone in your organization who can speak in Telugu or Hindi or English. You can still communicate, because day one, you'll not be going and facing a client. Even if you don't know English, you can survive in company for maybe, let's say, 3 months or 6 months. But if you don't know SQL, you cannot even survive in a single day. That is how this language is important. So please show some interest. If you know SQL, okay, if you know SQL, if you focus on SQL, if you start practicing SQL, what we are doing in the class, 60% of your subject is covered with SQL only. So try to remember that. If you skip SQL, everything is gone, right? Now, this is all about OLTP. Now let's talk about other example. Okay, like ATM transactions, air ticket booking, or online purchase. You order something, you purchase something, you go and pay. Immediately the order gets placed. All this are time bounded, right? It works with a day to day or time to time transaction. Details will be there. Okay. Now let's think about OLAP. Okay, let's think about OLAP. For OLAP also, I'll give couple of examples. Anyone having the latest phone of iPhone, latest version? What is the latest version? 14 or 15?
15.
15 Pro Max.
15 Pro Max.
Yes.
Yes.
What's the price?
1,40,000.
It depends on the memory and the
It says that 1,48,000 to 1,99,000, depending on the memory. I mean, the version which is giving the less price itself is 1,48,000, and it goes up to 1,49,000. Okay. Anyone have this phone? Anyone have this phone? I just wanted to check the feedback so that I can buy. Anyone?
No.
Anyone?
Yeah, I have it.
You have it. You are from which part of the world?
From Canada.
Canada. Okay. Any
Yeah.
Indians? Any Indians you have? More than SQL, more than subject. I'm also mind reader. Okay. I can read your mind. You people, what you're thinking, right? If I have this phone, why will I sit in your class at 6:30 in the morning? Yes or no? If you have this phone, why will you sit in my class? Do you agree?
Yes. Yes.
Definitely, right? For phone itself, if I can spend 2 lakhs, why will I sit in your class? Right? And who's the person who said that you have this phone? What's your name?
That's me, Vanita.
So, Vanita, are you really interested in data engineering?
Of course, yeah.
Okay. Now,
Why do you think I would sit here, like, in spite of working, why would I sit here and, listen to your lectures?
I'm just asking a
Unless,
casual question, because when you can afford a phone, which is 2 lakhs, why will I sit in a class? Correct? Now, coming back to the topic, this is a phone, which is a very costly phone. Imagine that I'm thinking to buy this phone. Okay. Imagine that I'm thinking to buy this phone, and the cost of this phone is 1,50,000. Okay. And before buying something, obviously we go and ask our parents. I mean, personally, I ask. If you're a married, fine, you need not ask it. But if you're a bachelor, always you try to ask something to your mom, and that too especially from South Indian mom. So I asked my mom, I'm going to buy an iPhone. So that okay, you can buy. She asked me price. Okay. I told her it's 1,50,000. She was actually doing some work. When I said that, the price of the phone is 1,55,000. One death stare she gave it to me. She just turned to me, and we call it as a death stare. Do you know that? What is the meaning of that? Yes?
Yes.
Yeah. The way she's looking at me, as if I've done some crime. As if I've done some crime, she's looking at me. She's asking, to pick your phone and call someone, you need 1,55,000 phone. Is it really required? As if I'd use it. I'm not a person who takes a lot of photos. People who prefer iPhones always like they take a lot of photos because the quality of the camera will be too good, and the usage, the sensitivity. That's the people why they prefer branded, right? You can get it in the normal Android as well, right? But she's asking, is it really required to buy 1,50,000 phone? Then she told me, you're not supposed to buy. Instead of that, you invest this 1,55,000 in the shares of Apple. Maybe you may get more. You can buy something else. You can buy gold. You can invest it. You can look for your future. Why do you want to invest in phone, which is just an asset, right? And that is not a value increasing asset, right? It's just a product with you. No. Okay. I dropped the plan. Day one, I wanted to buy this. I dropped the plan. Of course, right? If you want to get something to be done, you can stay without sleeping and you can stay without eating. You'll get whatever you ask in your home. And that's what I did. 2 days I didn't talk to her. You said that whatever whatever I'm wishing also, you're not getting. So you're not getting me the iPhone. So 2 days I did not speak. 2 days I did not eat much. So third day she came. She told her, okay, you have only one life. What is there? We are not going to take anything when we die. So you enjoy your life. You buy you buy whatever you wish. So she gave me a green signal to buy this phone, and she agreed. Because of that last 2 days, I was a bit sad. She was told, okay, you buy. You're earning. You're in a good company. Maybe you can buy. She told that to buy. After 2 days, I started to think about again. So I already added to the cart. In your when you're buying a product, you can add the product to the cart, right? You can buy the product to the cart, and then we'll be about to buy this. Okay. So I added to the cart, and immediately she said that no, you don't buy. So I removed from the cart. Again, after 2 days, she asked me, okay, you can buy. So again, I added to the cart. Now she gave me the green signal, but I started asking my friends, is it really worth? 1,50,000 phone, is it really worth? I started checking with my friends. Couple of people said that negative feedback, couple of said that positive feedback. Again, I was in the mixed mind. Oh, should I really spend 1,50,000? Why can't I buy one good phone with a lesser price? So I dropped the plan. Added, drop the plan. Added to the cart, remove the cart. Added to the cart, remove to the cart. You know what? I did this for 4 times. I did this for 4 times. Suddenly, on the fifth day, the actual price was 1,59,000. Okay, this was on the day 1. Suddenly on the 5th day, I was researching. I was adding to the cart, about to buy, then something stops me. I was adding to the cart, something stops me. I was adding to the cart, something stops me. Day 5, suddenly I see that this amount was scratched and they have written 1,29,000 and they have given 30,000 off. I was a bit surprised. How come in 5 days? I mean, I'm giving an example of 30,000. It not be 30,000. They would have reduced around 6,000 or 7,000 and they would have given a discounted price. I was wondering, how come this happened? Well, you have been adding to the cart, removing to the cart, adding to the cart, removing to the cart. This is from your side. Now let's think about Amazon side. What Amazon is thinking is, what is this guy? He's coming to the cart, he's trying to buy, but he's not buying. Again, he's coming, he's adding to the cart, he's not buying. Again, he's coming to the cart, he's adding to the cart, but why he's not buying? What is stopping him? Is he thinking as overpriced? And you know what? Amazon is not the person who has introduced this phone. It's just like an intermediator. They buy from the iPhone centers and they buy from the Apple and they have a common place where they're selling it, right? So your Amazon doesn't manufacture your phones. They are just like an intermediate people. Now, this intermediate people, if the actual phone, if the phone price is 1,51,000, they would have got it for 1 lakh only. So 59,000, they would have made a profit by selling this to a customer. So what they feel, something is better than nothing. They'll sell less, they'll reduce it to 1,29,000. Still, they'll make a profit of 29,000 if this product has been sold. So they started thinking in such a way that what happened to this customer? This customer is willing to buy, but something is stopping him. So let me try to give him discount. Let me give him the offers, cashback, instant discount, 0% EMI, 10% cashback on this particular credit card. So all these options they start giving on the 5th day. Not sure if you have seen this. Start going and experimenting a product. On every product, they would have scratched the original amount and they would have given 10% off, 12% off, 5% off. They would have done this. They would have done this. Right now, this is how your Amazon works. And this type of transactions, you log in for the first day. On the day 1, they're not going to give a discount. After 3 to 4 days, they're going to track your activities. And then Amazon thinks as, what happened to this guy? The person named Santhosh is coming to the cart, adding to the cart, not buying, again coming to the cart, adding to the cart, not buying. What is stopping him? Is he looking for different colors, offers, discounts, cashbacks? What is he looking for? Let me give a try. And they'll start giving the offers. This is how Amazon is working. Okay. Now, this type of transactions, it's not happening immediately. Amazon analyzes activities for 3 to 4 days, and then they came up with some discounts. I wanted to buy something, but it was stopping me. But I kept on adding to the cart, removing to the cart, adding to the cart, removing to the cart. These people have analyzed my activities. It doesn't happen in 1 minute. In 1 minute, you can never judge a person. 3 to 4 days, you sit with them, you talk to them, you'll get to know that mindset, right? And that's how 3 to 4 days, they observed all my activities, and suddenly they came up with one offer. That offer is, maybe they've given a cashback, they have given me the credit card, no EMI option, instant discount. All this they were able to give it to me, right? Now, whatever I've done, it happens 3-4 days of analysis. Another example I'll tell you. Imagine you're watching some movie. Okay, I don't know what is this movie. It's the movie name is called House of Cards. Some movie it seems, I don't know. Since you have watched this movie, or maybe you have watched a similar movie, it says that because you watched Orange is the New Black, all this recommendations has been doing, right? So in terms of any OTT platforms, if you take, you watch one movie, after 3-4 days, you will get that recommendation. You will get some recommendation. These are the recommended movies. Why only I am getting? depending on what I have watched, whether I watched maybe sports related movies or any like thrillers, right? Or any of the series if I watched, depending on that, your OTT platforms will go and recommend the movies. Recommendation will not happen in 1 minute. Your 1 minute transactions that you do in an ATM or a Google Pay or a GPay, that has to happen within 1 minute, within seconds. But this one takes 3-4 days for recommendation. So this type of delayed transactions is called OLAP. This type of delayed transactions is called OLAP. So OLAP is something which doesn't happen immediately. It happens over time. Now let's come back to the first slide which you're talking about. This is called online transactional processing, OLTP, and this is called online analytical processing. For this, I've given an example of scanner. You scan or you do a ATM transactions. And in this, I've given the Amazon adding to the cart, or I've also given the example of Netflix, right? So that doesn't happen immediately. They're going to track your activities for over a period of time, 3 to 4 days, and only then they're going to give you the offers. They are mainly used for analytical processing. They're mainly used for analytical processing. Whereas if you go with the transaction processing, it's like a ATM transactions. Immediately you have to go and see the changes. Now, these are the two type of database and transactions that we have in our system. Is this clear? Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Santhosh,
Okay. One challenge. Okay, there is one challenge I need to give you. In case if you win the challenge, we will gift you iPhone 15 Pro Max, which is a 1,50,000, right? We will gift you this. In case if you win this challenge, we will gift you this product. Are you all okay with this challenge? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Day one, choose any product in Amazon. Choose any product in Amazon. The moment you choose, maybe you can prefer a laptop or you can prefer in your mobile only. Open the product. You have selected that product, right? Take screenshot. Take screenshot. When I say screenshot, I need to see what is the original price. I should also see what is the discounts it is. Maybe initially it should not have any discounts. Choose that type of product. Choose this. Add to the cart. Take another snapshot. Remove from the cart. Take another snapshot. Okay. Day two. Add the same product. Add to the cart. Take a screenshot. Remove from the cart. Take a screenshot. The reason why I'm asking you screenshot is I need a proof. You people will not even do it and you will tell that I did it, right? I need a proof. So that's why I'm asking you the screenshots. You go into the product, take a screenshot, including the time and date. I should see the time and date. For example, today you have taken the screenshots of 29th. Sorry, today is 27th. So 27th, you have taken a screenshot. I need to see the time in the screenshot. Similarly, 28th, I need to see the screenshot. Okay. Similarly, 29th, I need to see the screenshot. Okay. Do it for 4 days. After 4 days, you take a screenshot. If you don't see the variations in the pricing of the product which is selected 4 days before, even if the price is same, if you see any additional offers, discounts, cashbacks, everything, that means Amazon has tracked your progress and they have given you some offers. Day 1 to day 4, if the values are same, no discounts, no cashback, no price change, nothing. In case if you show this to me, you'll get this. You'll get this.
We will try from today.
Will you all try it?
Yes.
Sure.
Of course, if you want to buy a iPhone 15, you have to spend 1.5 lakhs. Here I'm saying KSR is going to give you. If KSR is also not willing, I will buy you from my pocket. I'll get you this gift in case if you do this. For me, screenshots is important. Are you all okay with this challenge?
Yes.
Santhosh.
Yes.
Let's see who wins this. I've been telling this for almost 3,000 students. No one.
It's for any item, right?
Any item. I've been telling this to 3,000 students so far. No one has won this challenge. You know why? It's a very simple task. I've told this in all the batches. I've told this all of my students. No one has ever won this challenge. Any guess why?
They don't believe.
They don't believe means they should have tried it. Why? Any reason? I've told this challenge to thousands of people, but no one has tried it. Why? Or no one has even come up with a proof. Why? Why?
Based on the historical records, Amazon is going to give the discounts on.
No, what I'm asking is when I gave the challenge, right? No one has ever won the challenge. I'm saying why?
Because
They
Amazon
might have
always
missed in second day.
offers.
It will definitely happen. It will definitely happen. Try it right from today. Fourth day or fifth day, you should be able to see some offers, discounts, everything, because that is how Amazon works. And you know what? I'm ex-employee of Amazon. I know what they do. I have always been part of this. So obviously, when I'm saying that I'll give a gift of 1,50,000, just like that, I don't give it, right? I know how they work. 100% this will work. 100% this will work. You go, you add a product, you remove from the cart, do it morning one more time, evening one more time, do this for 4 to 5 days. Fifth day, they'll give you an offer, discount, cashback only for your particular account. The reason they are like trying to understand your activities. You're willing to buy, but something is stopping you. They'll try to give offers. But with respect to Amazon, something is better than nothing. Rather than you completely dropping off the plan, if they give you some offers, discounts, it actually invokes you to buy. And that's how they work, right? So when I give an open challenge, just not like I'll not give, I would have researched a lot about this. It happens. If you don't believe this, take a screenshot and check it out. Okay. Now that's what we have seen, the two type of transactions: online analytical transactions and online transactional processing and online analytical processing. These are the two type of transactions you can see. And today I'm telling you a very open statement to each one of you is sitting in this class. There is no other technology which can match the speed of SQL transactions with respect to online transactional processing. And that is why even after 50 years, we are considering this as one of the best technology to work with. So did I prove why it is important? Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Hope you never forget this. Hope you never forget OLAP and OLTP. 100% it's an interview question. They'll ask what is the difference between OLAP and OLTP. OLTP is a transaction which takes place immediately. There will be an immediate effect that you can see it. All of the transactions gets recorded row by row. But if you talk about the online analytical processing, the analytical processing gathers all the data, do some analysis, goes with the historical analysis, and figures out. It may take time from 1 day to 3 days. So it takes complete analysis and then we will do some reporting. So it comes under OLAP, online analytical processing. Are we good?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Whenever you listen to me, always listen very carefully. Okay. I always play some tricks. Listen carefully to the statements. Is there any other animal which can match the speed of cheetah?
SQL.
No, I asked animal.
Yeah.
Is there any
No.
other animal which can match the speed of cheetah?
No.
Okay. Imagine there is a race between tortoise and cheetah. Okay, imagine there is a race between tortoise and cheetah, or cat and cheetah, whatever it is. You consider anything. Cat and cheetah. Listen carefully. Can cat match the speed of cheetah?
No.
No.
Next
No.
statement. Can cheetah match the speed of cat?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Are you understanding the statement?
Yes.
Are you understanding the statement? Can
Yes.
cat match the speed of cheetah? No. Can cheetah
Oh,
match the
no.
speed of cat? Yes.
No.
Can cheetah match the speed of cat? Yes. Because cheetah will have that flexibility of walking slow as well as running fast. But running, your cat cannot run as fast as cheetah. But your cheetah can walk slowly. It can walk like a tortoise. It can walk like a cat. It can walk like a dog. It can match any speed. Well, I would say that your SQL can be used for both. Your SQL can be used for both. It can be used for online analytical processing also. It can be used for online transactional processing also. But in reality, what is this known for? SQL is known for online transactional processing. So we prefer online transactional processing and we use SQL. For the other things where, okay, slow results can be required, I'll go with another technology. Your SQL can still do it. Your SQL can walk like a tortoise. Your cheetah can walk like a tortoise, or your cheetah can run as fast as possible. Similarly, your SQL transactions can also be used for both, but mostly I will be using for transactional processing. For all the analytical processing, we'll be learning other systems, which we will be covering in the later part of this course. Okay, so with this, we have seen the difference between OLAP and OLTP. Now let me show you a small comparison. In terms of OLTP and OLAP, This handles a large amount of small transactions. Every minute you do some transactions in ATM, it's getting recorded. In each transaction you withdraw 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, it still becomes a transaction and it gets tracked. And here handles a large volume of data with complex queries. What complex queries? I need to figure out what he did for 3 days, how many times he came to the cart, how many times he added to the cart, how many times he removed to the cart, how many times he's using the applications. Oof, everything I need to do. It's a big headache. This is very simple queries. This is complex queries. The performance and the response time should be as less as milliseconds. You do a transaction in ATM, immediately the transactions should get affected. Immediate transaction should happen. Whereas it can take hours, minutes, or even it can take days. Each data will be like one single transaction. It will be aggregated. What is aggregated? Last 3 days, how many times he logged in? Last 3 days, how many times he added to the cart? All this. Now, this is for running your real-time business, because your business has to run on every second. Whether it's on a Diwali or a New Year or any day, your banks will still be working. But here, they will analyze for 3 to 4 days. So basically, it will solve all of your problems, decision making, everything. So that's the difference between this. And for this reason, SQL is mostly used. OLTP, online transactional processing, SQL is the best. Okay, so with that, we'll stop here. We'll continue in the next class. So today we have covered. What is SQL, history of SQL, why is SQL important in that OLTP OLAP. This we have covered. So tomorrow we are going to learn about the database, how many databases are there. And in that we are going to pick one and we are going to install the database and we are going to learn about the tool. So this will be the topic for tomorrow. Okay, any questions? Okay, if you don't have any question, we'll stop here. We'll again meet tomorrow at 6:30. Thank you.